Okay, good morning. Hello, welcome on Martin's channel and Martin's small workshop. So, okay, for the newbies, I have the intention to talk about a few things about how to flat grind stuff and why we are flat grinding. Well, the result has to be a flat surface. We talk about 1 to 2 microns or sub-micron level. That is really accurate, okay? And you also can grind this metals parallel from left to right. It has here 5 centimeters on a micron and here 5 centimeters on a micron. So we have absolute parallel parts. You have, of course, to have a perfect level machine that is accurate and can handle such precision. And well, there we start with precision. This is a Schneeberger. It means snow mountain. And the wheel on there this is a very precise machine. I was really lucky. I paid almost nothing for it except the fuel and whatever time to move it. Well, you have to level the machine with the machinist level. The wheel on there now, this is a Tyrolyt Strato. Well, focus please, thank you. We are on shop time here. Yeah, now there you have it. This is millimeters and the down part is of course inches. This is a really open course and relatively hard sintered. Well, I assume it is some kind of aluminium oxide, but I'm not certain. But I don't care. It wears down really fast, but it gives you a very cool cut. So you can take really hard cuts on it. These are Niles. Those are French. Those are not open structured. As you see, they are closed in comparison. Here, those are made to cut deep down in corners, so you can cut stuff in a right angle degree, like inside of here. So, to form a lip on this side here, you just have to mount something like this in a 90-degree angle. Yeah, I don't get it open. You stay there, you place this piece on the table here, and then you move this up and down like this. And then you give it here inside, you take some stone away and you leave a small lip like this one here, or maybe more. 5 millimeters of a lip is okay. Depth would be 1 millimeter, so you don't use up all the wheel in a fast time or in a short time. There you see the lip in the shadow. You do this to have not so much pressure on the wheel from the side. They are really tough, those Tyrolyt. They are some of the best. They have really high standards as far as my experience goes. I have never shattered one on me. But you have to be cautious, of course. It is some sintered aluminium oxide. They bake this in an oven and make it glass-like, so glass can shatter from the side load. And we don't want this. This is some small invention I came up with. I found it well on Robin Renzetti's channel. I made a different approach to it. I 3D printed it. He he soldered some pieces together, but I don't like steel in the near of this wheel. This thin plastic piece here, well, maybe when it is sucked under it, it get pressed together and the stone could shatter, but well, I hope it won't shatter. But with metal, I am certain it will shatter in pieces, because the stone can go nowhere, so it self-compresses it and gets destroyed. So why are we using this little contraption I made? Well, I will send also and always use some ventilation, because when you don't have ventilation, you breathe in these small particles. Here is in the light, you see some small particles, but those are almost nothing. I'm not worried about those small particles, but when you are grinding, this work produces thousands of small particles without the suction. You have to refill the bath from day to day with some new liquid, because it gets sucked away. I have to fill it up about once a week with 1 to 2 liters, depends on how much I have to do. Here now you see this wheel produces some air shield around it, and it blows down on this. Yeah, there you see it perfectly. This is happening because of the airflow around the wheel. Now I shut it off. So now we are placing this. This is a part that is made to touch the wheel, so it costs about, well, yeah, not even 10 cents to make. So it is made as a crucial part. It gets thrown away when it is cut down. I have made here's the prototype of it. This is made from PCTG. It is a PET, PETG, but it has a. I had to repair it. It snapped apart. It was too. I don't like PETG because it is too hard. So okay, back to the business. Now this, yeah, exactly, go working without Martin. So now we have created this piece here. On the upper part is a windshield against the wind. I can feel the wind here very well from the wheel it produces. Now you can see the liquid shoots out the coolant directly where I want to have it. And this is just because it is producing a windshield, this little thing. You don't want to grind without liquid, it is not advisable. When you're sparking out, when you're in the last microns or sub-microns to clean all stuff up, then I like to work without the coolant, because the coolant has debris inside of the previous work flows, so it always circles debris inside of the cycle, and then you have debris inside of the wheel, and this debris works together with the grit of this and with the steel, and then the surface is not as perfect as it could be. And well, that's it. I do almost anything with this wheel, because the surface finish, I have a lot of work with soft steel for my stuff, so the finish is really nice with this wheel. When you have some problems, some wave patterns here inside, then you should cut off your wheel with a diamond like this and place it under there about about a centimeter off the center, and then you are cutting behind the center, so then you don't cut down the diamond. The diamond will get cut down over time. Not fast, but it will happen. And when you're done with sharpening the wheel up, you take some piece of wood and just drive it once around by hand like this. Then all the small particles that have been pressed in from the diamond will get catched in the wood and ripped out. So you have only the hard sintered wheel parts, or particles that are captured inside of the wheel, and you get rid of the loose particles, let's say like this. So what else? I would advise you to have at least 2 diamonds or 3 diamonds. I have one under here. This is a small diamond. Now you see the height of those is in different scenarios really useful, because when I have small work, I can use this small 30 millimeter height, and then I go up to the 60 and then to the 70, because when I have to move this wheel here, I have to do this by hand with this wheel, and it needs some force. I'm not weak by any means, but well, I'm somewhat lazy and I like it to wheel it not as much as necessary when I can take this diamond here cost about $2 made from AliExpress, or bought on AliExpress. They are cheap as they are not even as expensive as a leaf of bread here in Switzerland. So I buy a few of those, and then I make some in different scenarios, in different heights or different height scenarios. Then you don't have to move always the wheel up and down. So what else? You down under here is some wet paper. This is just plain paper from a block to scribe on it, a writing block. When you you place the part on the paper, then you wet the paper, then you wait maybe a minute. Then the part itself levels on the paper, but because it is drawn down from the magnetic field, and then you have an almost perfectly flat surface, because the unevenness of this part gets pressed into the paper, and the paper is somewhat soft and absorbs the height, and the high spots stay more near to the magnetic plate, and the lower spots stay up in the paper. And then this is somewhat well, I will not say pseudo level, but it helps the process. When you're done, you take the paper away and you turn this piece around. When you have some pieces on the underside, that some surface areas that are not perfectly flat, you can twist your workpiece. Then the wheel will cut from different angles on it. This can help too. When you're in hardcore finishing, you can release the magnetic chuck down here, but be really cautious about it. It's not for the faint of heart. When you're afraid of doing that, don't do it. You can maybe use come here, some chock like this, some Schraubstock, I don't know the word in English, well it is a vise, clamping vise, I know the word in English. And then the pressure is the pressure will come off the side and not the part will not get sucked down more as it is even or flat. So when the magnetic force is away, the part is flatter. So I made some heavy parts without the magnetic chuck on, and it works really well. What you want to do is, when this is our workpiece here, you want to turn it 360 and walk with the wheel over like this in some star pattern. Then you get almost 100% also. You get a very flat part. It is, I got mine about 1 micron perfect. You can get it at higher accuracy when you use diamond wheels when you're almost done, because they don't they are finer of course, and they don't take that much material, so you can make well, sub-micron parts on such a primitive machine like this, just with those little tricks of the trade. And what else? Well, you should keep some magnets around here. Those are magnetic pieces of steel, old magnets. Then you can place them around your workpiece like this, and you can then arrange some magnetic pattern around the part, and then you can even grind non-magnetic parts because they hold it in place. And I took some kitchen spatula to clean off the work when I'm done, because it is really easy and, well, it works very well. This is another invention. This is an invention of mine. I came up with this. Maybe some other people do it. I don't care who is the originator here. I can place this like this here. There are just some magnets down there, some really strong magnets, some neodymium, and this is made for me to, when there's something in the way, of course, the wedge. When I'm working here like this, the coolant gets shoot upwards like this, almost directly on the part. I can bring this up like this, and then I can grind over it, and the liquid flow, the coolant flow, will not get cut off. And the next, the best thing about this thing is, when I have parts like this one, and I'm grinding this here, I cannot demonstrate this right now. Yeah, maybe like this. You see, magnetic. There you see what the liquid does. It gets pushed away by the magnet, and then you get this stuff in your face. I don't like this stuff in my face. I don't like any stuff in my face. So just soap and water. This is a really useful piece. You have, of course, to watch not to grind in it. I grind a few times in it. Nothing happens. It makes a sound, but you don't want to get this thing pulled over and sucked down under the wheel. This will deliver a lot of destruction. What else? Well, you need some heavy pieces of steel so you can place them before your work pieces when you do some really heavy cuttings. Even with this very strong magnet, it will pull the part off because the shear load is too high. I have been the lucky guy who could stop this machine, so just with a heavy load. And this is very dangerous. The machine is works with some belts, so the belt will slip at some friction when the wheel stops, but it's not advisable to go that far. I had this part here. This is some small stellite. This is a stellite. It's a nickel alloy. It is of course to cut. It is for a lathe working on it. But I made out of them some flats, some precision flats. You see here the discolorization of the alloy, of the metal. The coolant flow was not high enough to cool down the heavy cutting force of the wheel I used, and then this part here got hot. And when this alloy gets hot, it's like all other metals, or the most I know, it's expanded and it's got the wheel almost to stop, and then this got shoot out of the vise I showed you before. It nailed itself in the wall. Also it just got shot at there. What was a funny sound, but. You have really to have your coolant flow under control. I can rise the coolant flow here. This is of course very, very useful, because then you can load up the wheel with coolant and it will then cool a lot more. Okay, that's for it today. Leave a thumbs up here, maybe a thumb down. I don't care. A thumb up would be nice, then the algorithm gets spread and some other newbie machinists can profit from this knowledge. I have no Patreon right now. I think about it. Well, when you are willing to let some coffee money here, thanks, I would appreciate it, so I can buy new wheels and do some stuff with it and can show you new techniques maybe. Well, what else? I bought this from AliExpress, buy them from the Chinese. Why? Because they are cheaper. They are made anyway there, so why buy the expensive stuff? This one here is, you can copy it, I don't care. I have no patent on it, and it is a really helpful and useful idea, so use it on your own advantage. And get yourself some DRO. They are really neat to have on a grinding machine. This one goes to 5 microns, I assume. Yeah, more or less. I do calculations of also to micron level. I grind here when the sparking or outsparks. You can tell from experience it's about a micron that gets cut away when the spark flow is not that high. I claim this because you can measure it under the micrometer, and then you can from there gain the experience and tell yourself, yeah, you don't need to take much more. So, and you take, I assume, I don't know, this is some murky waters now, but I assume you can say it takes about half a micron off when it is one movement and one light cut or one spark off cut. Oh, excuse me for the noise. Well, that's it. Thumb up. Thank you. Spread the word about the grinding. Thank you. Bye.